Hello and welcome to Naija's Geeking Out podcast. This is episode 241. And this week we have read the regular and punctual. I like how his names are always aspirational, what he wants to be. How are you doing, Red?
Regular and punctual. I know I've been out, but unavoidably so. Family
Yeah.
commitments. So, but I'm here.
Okay. Like, what do you accept his excuses?
No, I'm just quite surprised at the arrogance of keeping the name the same. Despite
I intentionally left that
continuous
name.
absence. It's just amazing.
I intentionally left the name.
It feels like certain teams that try to announce themselves as the best team in the history of football, and yet they finished almost just above relegation spots. But
We're not gonna do that today.
Yeah, no, they shall be renamed. They shall remain unnamed.
Okay.
How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. It's summer. The weather is getting really hot, and I'm absolutely enjoying this. And we are officially entering the month of July, which is like one of the biggest months in comic book history. In the past couple of years, since Endgame, I think we've not had a month like this.
In terms of
Wait.
movies.
In terms of content's coming out.
Mhm.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah, like
okay.
this is a landmark moment this is a moment where people will refer back to that. Hey, when you're talking history of comic book movies, you have like, oh, when the MCU started, when was this thing called dropped? Avengers dropped. Man of Steel, another moment. Endgame, another moment. Then like this.
It's actually seminal for both of them.
Actually,
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
So in the last 6 years, Endgame was 2019, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the biggest moment of the last 6 years.
This
at,
is
at a minimum.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think this is actually more poignant because it's going to be actually defining for both of them.
Yeah.
They have to get it right.
No, sorry, I don't think I honestly don't think it's defining for Marvel.
No, it's
Marvel?
defining. If Marvel gets it right, it's defining their future going forward.
Yes, that's what I mean. Yeah, but
Yeah.
if they don't,
If they don't get it right, it's like it's still the downward. But
Yeah,
this is a chance for them to start
okay, maybe
afresh.
maybe
Yeah,
for
to
DC then.
reinvent themselves.
Yeah.
I think for DC, this is a
Beginning.
It's almost like a make or break.
Yeah,
It is. Yeah.
it is. Because also for Marvel, this is a make or break because this is the story that leads to
That's what I'm saying. I think
their
so.
doomsday.
For Marvel, yeah.
This thing they need to get this right to launch. So
Who?
Marvel, this
they
sets
need
the
to
stage
get this
for everything.
right.
I don't think so.
To be honest,
You
I
don't
don't think
believe
this. I don't think how good or bad this is will affect Doomsday at all. Personally,
Okay.
yeah. I mean,
Okay,
don't
fair
get me
enough.
wrong. I think
Is
it's not good. It's not good for Marvel, but I don't think it's the be all end all. People don't expect much for them anyway.
Is this
You
you
know
mentally preparing yourself? It might not be a good movie.
No, I'm still optimistic that I'm going to enjoy it.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is, people have already lost faith in Marvel anyway,
True.
and people are going into this with low expectations anyway. And then if it matches it, people just say, "Yeah, well, it's what we expected." Oh, what did you expect? Kind of attitude. If it's really, really good, it'd be more of a surprise. Put it
Okay.
that way.
Fair enough. But yeah, I hope it's good, and I hope we can like say, okay, Marvel for the past 6 years they were in the wilderness, and this kicked them back to their Renaissance era, basically. But yeah, let's see how that goes. But
Yeah.
we have if you are for anybody not aware, I don't know why you're listening to this podcast if you're not aware. This month we have the Superman movie and the Fantastic Four movie coming out. Superman movie will be next week, and then Fantastic Four in about 3 weeks' time. So yeah, we have a lot to look forward to. But for this week, a TV show dropped, the first 3 episodes of a new comic book TV show, and you can hear them laughing already.
Well, I'm not laughing. I have a straight face.
So Ironheart, the latest offering from Marvel, has released the first 3 episodes, and some of us have watched it here. And yeah, we are here to talk about it. Dako, you saw this first.
What?
Overall impressions.
You want my overall impression to start off with?
Overall impressions, yes. Let's start off with that.
Not impressed at all.
Not impressed.
Not
Okay.
impressed. low key angry at the show.
Oh, okay.
The main character, and this is a plot point, so we'll come to that in a minute. The main character is basically a criminal.
Yeah.
A bit of a daft one as well.
Yeah.
I found the script. Is it the scripting or the plotting?
Both.
But borderline kindergarten level in terms of what they presented to us and that we're meant to swallow. The whole crime caper that is meant to drive this plot makes no sense to me. Said elements of this show. I've used the phrase, this is a Tyler Perry TV series set in the MCU. And by the way, I'm not a Tyler Perry fan, so that's not a compliment from me. So I'm not. I mean, we'll get into details, but yes, I'm not on board at the moment. Halfway through, I'm not on board.
Okay, so I agree with most of what you're saying, except the Tyler Perry remark.
Okay.
I think they are doing something smart with that particular idea. They are flipping it on its head. They are not playing it straight. They are not playing into that Tyler Perry, into that trope you are referring to by calling it Tyler Perry. The rest, I'm 100%. I'm behind you for most of it. Like the plotting needs a lot of work. It's really bad. The character, the dialogue is not that good. There are some bright spots in terms of certain characters, but overall, I don't think, except one, I don't find any of the characters interesting to watch. So yeah, but we'll get into that a bit. Just for people who are not aware, it's being made by Chinaka Oj. She has done some good work before. She did like the Midnight Club, Snowpiercer. She worked on the TV show as a writer. So she has some work under her belt, basically.
Gotcha.
Before moving into this particular, what's it called, show for Marvel. Okay. Yeah. So she's a good writer then, and yeah, Ryan Coogler's company is involved. I think you see his name plastered heavily there, but it's more of an executive director role. And some of the actors and actresses involved in this show, you actually know them from like different works. There's Lyricross, which is my favorite character, who is playing our best friend / an AI, Natalie.
Oh, yes.
I
like her.
Yeah. I think she acted in This Is Us, which was very good. If you've watched This
I think every show people mention that she's in, I've not seen any of them.
You've not seen any of them.
Introduction to her as an actress.
Yeah, okay, so that's fair enough. There's like Manny Montana. He's been in a lot of stuff, like way too many random stuff. What's this guy? Parker Robbins. He's one of those guys you see in every TV show.
Okay, I'll talk about him later.
You can talk about him later, because I remember him from stuff like Graceland, because I remember watching Graceland. But he has played roles here and there. I think he was in Westworld for like 2 or 3. Yeah. Okay. So he's one of those guys that appears serially in a lot of shows as well. So like there's Eric Andre. I was surprised they got Eric Andre for this thing. So
he's the guy who
Rampage.
Okay, Rampage.
Rampage. I'm surprised they got him here for this. So sorry. I mistook Manny Montana for Anthony Ramos. Anthony Ramos is the Hood. Manny Montana is the knife guy.
Yeah, Anthony Ramos was in
What do you mean the knife guy? Who's the knife guy?
His cousin.
Right? Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, he's been in a few things as well.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. That was in Graceland and some other stuff that I've seen. He's a guy that I know. If you watch a random TV show, he shows up in either 1 or 2 episodes. Anthony Ramos was the guy in Twisters. He was in Transformers.
He was in Hamilton, wasn't he?
He was the one in Hamilton as well. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay.
That's Parker Robbins. But yeah, so these are the cast of this show. So it's like.
Wait, you're not going to ask me my own impressions?
I didn't know if you've seen it. Yeah. So that's why you've seen it already.
Well, I've seen 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I've seen
2 episodes. Yeah,
okay.
And honestly, I'm not sure if I have ADHD, but if I do, this show is exacerbating it. I can't get myself to continue. If I have something else to do, I have to have completely nothing to do to be able to sit down and continue watching this. That's just how I feel. It's not hate. It's just there's just nothing compelling about it for me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fair
compelling.
enough. That is fair enough. I see that particular take and I like it and I get it.
Yeah.
But overall, so this show is following Riri Williams. She's back from Wakanda. She's in school. She's getting expelled from school and going back to Chicago, her own base as a field student with what's this thing called? And she has this nebulous goal of being like Iron Man. And so she's trying to raise money and she falls into a gang that is recruiting random people
Street level people.
yeah, we'll talk about those street level people in a bit when we get there.
So that
Because
team,
it's weird. The team is weird. That cast of characters, they are really, really weird.
it's just
It's like, and it's because some of them, they said, "Oh, I'm a hacker from Madripoor,"
yeah.
and you are rolling with these street level guys because one of them has a magic coat. And yeah, then you have this Rampage guy, which is a very like if you have a hacker, why do you have Rampage, who is like a technical
No,
guy?
so Rampage is
Hardware,
hardware.
software.
Hardware. So
hardware.
yeah,
Okay.
hardware, software. Yeah.
Yeah. Then
That's
you
what
have
they
this
say, hardware, software, basically.
hardware software. Then you have like the muzzle, which they are muzzle, they are like basic muzzle, but like they are like street level fighters.
The twins.
So we're talking
Twins.
about twins.
Yeah.
Can I stop you for a second there?
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
I first thought, God Almighty,
It's
I
the same
thought-
person.
no. I just I thought it was a man and a woman.
It's not.
It is.
It is, right? You're right. Yeah. Yeah.
You're
The
right
twins,
now.
but one is
Oh,
male, one is
oh,
One is
female.
a guy, one is a lady.
I
Yeah.
was told, I went online, they were saying, no, it was two trans people, something like that.
Oh, I don't know that.
Okay. Please, keep on
Let's
talking.
research.
Yeah, let's check.
So I thought,
I
did I miss
assumed it
out?
was a man. I assumed it was a man.
I did think there was something odd about them, like the way they looked. But I just thought it was a aesthetic choice, trying to
Oh,
make
they
people look.
are sisters, I guess. They are both
Oh.
sisters, so
Yeah,
this
yeah.
probably you're probably right about that. You're right about that.
Which
then.
kind of explain a few things. Because I thought there was something odd.
Yeah, I just thought they were like twin. You know, when they make twins look alike, I thought that's what they were going for there. But okay, fair enough.
Yeah. So
Then
they're
there
the
is the
Wait,
fire girl.
are there two people or just one?
two.
No, two people.
Yeah,
They don't look like that much. Yeah, they're two people. It's just I can't. When I was watching, I was thinking, hang on, are these like? I had a feeling about one, especially the one who was a guy, who I thought was a guy.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
right. Well, yeah.
Looked
yeah.
odd.
okay, that's what you're right about that. I've
Oh, the
checked,
T.
I've
Yeah,
seen
she-
it, and
well,
it's right.
the one of them is a T. Okay.
This is why we need Kex to be doing the research before it comes on the podcast. Yeah, this is his job to let us know these little things. But yeah, but so this gang, it's like a checklist of certain elements that you come to expect from shows like this, where there is the drag queen. She's like that's the hacker from Madripoor. She has this very weird goal of redistributing wealth to less privileged. I'm like,
Right. So let me ask you a question.
yeah,
That's a man, right?
non-binary.
No. He's not. He's just a cross dresser. He's a day, but he's a man.
No,
Yeah.
it uses non-binary pronouns basically.
No.
Yeah, but he's not trans.
Biologically, that's
Yeah.
a male, right?
He's
Yeah.
male,
yeah,
yeah.
trans,
And he's
yeah.
still he's still
When you say
yeah.
drag queen, I just want to clarify.
Yeah.
But he hasn't transitioned. They haven't
Yeah,
transitioned.
I get that.
Yeah,
I get that.
Yeah. So-
Okay, so can I just comment on her or him or her
On them.
or them? Weird enough, the character she's portraying looks nothing like her in the comics, obviously.
Slug.
Slug, yeah. The character Slug in the comic looks like a big fat. It looks like Jabba the Hutt. Literally, the character looks like Jabba the Hutt kind of size, or maybe more like the Blob. You remember the Blob from?
Yeah.
I remember the club. Yeah.
That kind of look. Now you mentioned you said something about her being from Magic Pro. In a weird way, in the show, her look
Is Magic Pro look, yeah.
does fit the Magic Pro
With the
look.
Magic Pro aesthetics.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'll give that. Fits that Magic Pro established look.
Yeah. What's this thing called? Maybe they'll explain later. Is how she fell into this group of guys.
Oh, this whole group makes no sense to me, but we'll come to that in minutes.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I don't get it, but fine. Why did any of them choose to follow Parker Robbins? I don't see why. Like, it feels like they can all do better off by themselves.
Yeah, but okay.
But you have to have that.
I will give headcanon that it probably saved them some dodgy situations, and they all
No, they showed actually him going
So
to
he
go and meet
just
them.
walked up to them and give them a card.
Just walked them to recruit them. There was a scene where he was recruiting them.
Yeah,
and it was like he saw the twins fighting, and he would say, "Oh, you want to join me?"
There's nobody in this whole wide world that's gonna walk off the street to me, give me a card. Oh, here's my crime gang. Please, I want you to go and join.
Exactly.
I don't give him Adam, and I'm coming to. No, it's not happening now.
Like, yeah. So that bit is weird for me.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that's the.
Yeah.
Those are the supporting characters, and if you can't tell, they are fairly from reactions. They are fairly underwhelming characters, and the thing is, they are all giving things that are supposed to make them interesting, but I'm not sure. Like when they give a character a thing, that is interesting on paper, but just doesn't translate because you made that character almost all about that thing. Like the fire girl, she's flamboyant and ditzy, but that's all she is. The Aka,
it's one dimensional.
What?
It's one dimensional.
Exactly.
Yeah. There's no depth.
There's no depth to any of them.
Yeah.
They don't feel like real people in any way. So that's the cast we are working with basically, as supporting cast, which is weird, but I don't care about them. But here's what I want to talk about quickly from the beginning of the show.
Yep.
Which is, I think, what made this show a bit more interesting for me compared to both of you. In that, when she's getting expelled, she has all this, woe is me, I am, what's this thing called? Because I'm a black girl that I'm poor, I don't have the resources, I can be as good as Tony Stark, that's why I'm failing and all of that. That's why I'm doing all of this shit I'm doing, because the system is trying to put me down. And our guidance counselor, or whoever that lady is, stops her in that track and say, no, you've been given all the resources you have to succeed. You've been given everything you need to succeed. Like, we've supported you, we sponsored you, you've gotten grants, you have all the things, you are choosing to throw it away yourself.
And she actually creates
that scene, that is the only scene I've seen that said, okay, you know what, maybe this is what the show is trying to do. Because she's acting like the typical protagonist with that mindset that other shows will say, oh, this person is right, this person is doing the right thing because, they're fighting the power, they're fighting the system.
Yeah.
But because they've established early on that the show itself is, someone in the show sees that attitude and is rebuking it. It's basically saying what we would say. I feel like that is our arc in this series.
So can I just say something here?
Go ahead.
Yes. So far, and I'll make it clear because obviously, so far they've shown how she is in this show, and yes, today could be very, very right. I'm
not buying it.
No, I can't explain. They're not shying away from the fact that she's doing wrong things. There's no.
Yeah.
And this could lead into an after turn that she turns her back on this plot hero. The fact, one, she's too comfortable doing it for me.
Yeah.
But here's my biggest issue. What do I think? I think I'm not buying this. And I'll tell you why I'm not buying this. I think when they announced the show, these people wanted to bring this show to the hood. They wanted to bring it to the hood. Yeah. So they wanted her out of this MIT, Harvard environment as soon as possible. And I remember that in Wakanda Forever, and it's only because, I didn't really watch the film recently, but I saw someone reacted to it. And I just remember that they showed in Wakanda Forever that she was selling homework.
Yeah.
It was a point in it. So I think that people just grabbed on that, you know what, we're going to use this one to get her kicked out of school.
So is that they could have filmed that scene differently, where you as the audience, where an audience member can go. She makes that speech about them being against her, them expelling her for shitty reasons because she's this and she was only doing this thing to survive, and then she goes back to the hood. But they made a point of having somebody, another black woman, in that scene,
Call it out.
calling her out.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
good. Yeah,
yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying that's it, because we have another.
Yeah, but the point.
But I don't
Yeah.
think that changes anything
Well,
about
if they didn't
the
call
whole
it out.
story. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, in a way, I think I have to accept.
No, they get props for calling it out, but I
calling
don't
out.
think it's changing
Because
anything
my
about
problem
the
is that
story.
if they didn't call it out,
Yeah.
it would be something I'd be complaining about right now. It would be
Yeah.
another thing. Because it's
Exactly.
it's basically obvious.
Yeah.
Like, what she's doing is out of order.
Yeah. I'm
You
saying
know.
that most of these TV shows in this vein, like all these teen drama TV shows,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
don't
yeah.
call it out.
Yeah.
They look at that behavior and they say, yeah, this is the hero behavior. She has flaws, blah, 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 but we accept her like
Can I ask
that.
a question here?
Yeah.
So the issue here is she's been kicked out, right?
Yeah.
She's not rich. We know she's not rich.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But she had grant money to build this suit.
Yeah.
I'm trying to establish. I'm trying to really understand this girl's arc here. When she was in school, she built a vibranium detector that nobody else in the world had built.
Yeah.
In Wakanda Forever, yeah.
Yeah, working on forever, right? And that was how we came to know her.
Yeah.
And she did that as homework, according to her.
Yeah.
So I'm presuming that was funded by the school.
Yeah.
What she built.
Yeah.
But in that same Wakanda Forever, the Iron Man suit was being built off campus by herself privately.
In the shed.
It was a side project. She said she'd been doing it for years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
In this film, so in this show, it's somehow it's now part. I remember when she went to Wakanda, they've upgraded that. They upgraded it fully in Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
Yep.
But now we're seeing this. I don't know, maybe a version of that suit in the campus being built under the auspices of MIT with a grant.
Yeah.
Now, yes, maybe she's trying to make it better, more lighter.
Sure.
cheaper.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Here's a question. Maybe Ray can answer this. Who owns that suit?
It's definitely not her. She stole it.
Right.
In this show,
Yeah.
in this show, she stole it. Even the AI powering it is because remember she logged on, and the AI had not caught on that she had been expelled. Then halfway through,
But didn't she make a statement that
It's my grant's
mine?
money. And
It's my
she's
grant
obviously
it's like grandma, yeah.
Well, okay.
that's an entitled speech going on.
Okay, fine. I was not too sure whether legally she owned it or not.
Yeah,
I
think
don't
she
believe
owned
she owns it.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, so it's that because she's building on that school resources. It might be that because some parts are from Wakanda, that there's that wiggle room.
it. Wait, it
Right.
might actually no. It might actually be hers.
Okay.
Because remember when they're like, we are here to make sure she doesn't take anything that doesn't belong to her.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And she took that. So it might have been a side project. Because
That's what I'm talking about. That seems to indicate
Yeah.
indicates
That's
it's
some
hers.
element of ownership.
Because all the
Yeah.
other projects that she was working on, that the final one that got her kicked out,
Yeah.
they're nothing related to this one. We saw her working on different things
Yeah.
and blowing up
Okay.
and stuff. So I think it might have been hers. Okay.
Okay. Let's assume it has because it just
Yeah.
lessens a tiny bit the
Yeah, it really-
amount
yeah,
of
yeah,
crimes.
Yeah.
It entitles her to have taken it at least.
Yeah. So why I said I like that scene was because it's like it set up a completely different arc where she learns her lesson rather than where she justifies herself. So those are two different stories. There's one where she goes back to the hood, she fights with this bad guy, she becomes the champion of the hood, and she feels everything she's done is justified. And there's an arc where she's starting from an obviously terrible place and she learns to be a better person. Like, hey, I fucked up, I made so many mistakes, and I'm reaping the consequences of my action. And that's why, yeah. So that is, I think, what I'm hoping.
Okay. So for our listeners,
Yeah,
just to give an overview of the plot, the plot is not that even deep.
it's not deep.
She gets expelled from school, guys, and she comes back to her neighborhood.
Yeah.
And she's got her suit with her, and she's trying to find the funds to carry on. And a criminal called Red Hood basically recruits her
Yeah.
to his criminal gang. That listen, if you do some crimes for us, you get paid, and you can use that money to upgrade your suit, which is what she wants with. And there was a tragedy in her past. She lost her stepdad, I think it is.
Yeah.
She lost her stepdad in a shooting, and her best friend
Yeah.
in a shooting. So there's some trauma that we visit. And
so heavy-handed.
in her upgrading her suit, she creates this AI, which we'll talk about later, and that AI is based on her best friend.
I don't get that part.
We'll get to that in a bit because that part is weird. That part is really, really weird.
Because it's sentience, right? To know that she's dead and the AI is a. But continue, we'll get.
Yeah. I think that whole AI bit needs a good discussion.
Yeah.
It caught my attention a lot, and maybe just me, but we'll come to that in a minute. She creates this AI. This AI is a character called Natalie, which today said he likes the actress playing it. To me, she's the best thing in the show.
Yes, by far.
She's the best thing in the show without a doubt. So she creates this AI with a suit. She's getting with this criminal gang. Now, so these criminal gangs, the crime they commit, it's almost like they will hack into a high-tech corporation, hold them ransom. You know, this ransomware.
It makes no sense.
That we know in day-to-day life, where you pay them off by Bitcoin, anonymously. But this one, they seem to sign over shares of the company to them, and then they put them on the payroll. It's really the whole idea of this crime is so weird.
Like, and it's not they're blackmailing them. In that, I have this thing over you for the rest of your life. I have reports that you did this shitty thing, which is a different thing. They are breaking in publicly,
yes,
kidnapping them publicly,
yes,
and said, sign this paper.
Sign this paper, and
I'm like,
and I'm thinking, I'm going to say, okay, you now own this big share in this company. Let's say technically this crime. Let's say this crime makes sense. You own this share in this big company. You're an employee of this company. Why are we committing any more crimes?
No, even if you want to make more money by doing that, let's say you are giving them you have to give them your payroll details for them to pay.
Yeah. Your ID, your account.
I mean, you have to give them your whole data, personal data.
For them to pay
the crime makes no sense.
It makes no sense at all.
And then so basically, it's only 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Part of the ongoing storyline is that the leader of this group is called the Red Hood. And he has powers.
It's not the Red Hood. The Hood.
That's the Hood.
Oh,
the
sorry,
Hood.
the Hood.
Hood.
Please, not the Red Hood.
It's not Robin.
It's not Robin. Yeah. It's Parker Robbins, but it's not the Red Hood.
It's the Hood.
Yeah.
And like his name says, he has this hood. It's a magical hood, and he can teleport, become invisible. It's got all sorts of properties. He can bend. He could bend bullets out of their way. So, but we soon learn that the powers of this hood are mystical in nature, and our hero, or hopefully soon to be hero, tries to also investigate where this hood's getting this power from at some point. It's part of the plotline. We're only 3 episodes in. At the end of episode 3, we'll talk about where the source of this power is coming from. But I just want to give an overview of the because the story is not much more deeper than that.
It really isn't.
Yeah. So Riri's mom is still in the picture, and that guy.
That's
the
saddest
showing up.
Yeah.
The saddest simp ever.
Is that what he is? He's not related to her, right?
No.
It's
not.
Just a simp.
It's just a simp, yeah.
Okay. Right.
I think a very, very sad
related, asking her out every night. Related? No.
Okay, no. It's a sad thing that comes with the cassette player in this day and age. That I made a mistake.
Right. Sorry. Okay. Now, today you should have not mentioned that because I'm gonna go for one.
It's a classic touch. Let's just give him that.
What is the point of that? So for our listeners, one of the characters in this show makes a mixtape for Riri. And when I say make a mixtape, he actually makes a mixtape like a cassette tape
And then he gives like kiss a player as well.
No, there might be something to that. It might be their thing. I mean, DJs
What
still
thing?
use
Excuse me.
In this day and age,
Excuse me.
DJs still use vinyl.
vinyl. Nobody's using cassette tape again. Nobody's going around making. Where did you even buy that tape from?
He has it
People
now.
are-
I see.
people are
I see. I see.
people are
Have some
collectors.
tape. Yeah,
People are
people are still
collectors.
collectors now.
For like
Yeah.
mixtape, really?
That-
Yeah,
that-
I'm going to- I'm
yeah.
That's
going
the,
to-
I started saying, okay, okay, sorry. So when I started saying, immediately I know, okay, so the writers behind this saying they were trying to do a kind of classic, nostalgic,
hip hop, like music
But
head, type.
but it was very jarring. It did not suit. It was very jarring notes in the whole show at that point. Hang on,
Yeah.
what's going on
I'm
here?
going to say something like I think the entire conversation with the guy, and this is even talking about dialogue from where she lands in Chicago up until that point. It was very weird for me. When she's talking with the little kid, and it's like, this is what somebody thinks funny kids talk like. Like, hey, give me 20, inflation.
Oh, the guy with the cards.
The guy with
the
the-
card, those
yeah,
kids with the card,
like-
yeah.
This is bad. Then when she's talking with her mom, I'm like, no, this doesn't make sense. This relationship is not
So,
flow organically.
So
Then the guy comes in, yeah.
it brings me to one point. I'm watching it, and obviously it's not landing for me. It's very jarring for me.
Yeah.
I started thinking. I think I spoke to Red about this. Is this because of my perspective? Is it because I'm not a
No.
Black American? I'm
No.
not. Would a Black American or maybe of their age would that ring true to them?
No.
No, what you're watching for me it looks like a first draft, and nobody actually sat back to now refine it. You know, when you quickly draft something,
Yeah.
it can be worked, it can be improved. You get the general idea. It looked like, for me, it looked like a first draft. Like they just went with it. Nobody sat back like, okay, this is how this looks. Can we tweak it a bit to make it more organic and stuff? They didn't.
And
do
even the
that.
delivery, it doesn't sound like they're having a natural conversation.
No.
Because like the guy and the girl, it's all this. Oh, we had a crush in the past. It never led to anything. There's a bit of awkwardness in the air. He has this classic thing that he does for her. You can write that with some other actors, and him giving her the mixtape will come off as sweet. Oh yeah. But the way it's acted, the way the dialogue is, it just feels like no. This is just awful.
And I think there's also, sometimes actors when they're
Yeah.
given material,
They can make it work,
especially
yeah.
if it's based on something that they know, they can then deliver it. Oh no, this is how it will actually roll. This is how it will actually go. So I'm feeling that these guys themselves, the actors themselves, are not even people who know what. I mean,
What's the job of the director then?
Yeah.
well, if she's removed from it, if she's also portrayed something that she's read or seen on TV and not lit herself, she might think.
Okay.
She might
It's
think.
okay. Okay. That's what you're saying.
But like Natalie, she's the most natural for me.
Yeah,
You
before I'm going to call you out on that because
Yeah.
I've not lived in like with Black American hood.
Yeah,
I only know it from TV, and this doesn't ring true to me.
Oh yeah. Okay, true.
Yeah, so it doesn't ring true to us that this is how Black people will talk. So I'm not giving them the pass on.
Okay.
No experience that. So yeah, that's why when Natalie comes up, she's still delivering some of these scripts that are very awful. The dialogue is bad, but because of her acting, because of her presence, her sheer,
Oh yeah.
she makes it work.
Yeah. I think she's just naturally. How would you describe her? What would you think her trait is that makes her stand out? Is she just naturally good? Has she got some aura?
She's a good actress. Yeah.
She's a good actress. Okay.
She's got presence. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the word. I hope she goes really fast. She's still young. I hope she her acting here. It really stands out. Because the other guys like Anthony Ramos, he's a good actor. He has been in some good stuff.
He's done. Yeah, I've seen him in really nice in Hamilton. It was good.
Yeah, and the fact that she's the standout star in this, I hope she goes really far in her career because I would love to see her in more stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's
All
Natalie.
right.
There is one more character we are missing, and that is what's it called? The tech ethicist, Stain.
Oh God.
I've not met him yet.
Oh, you know? Oh, what?
I've only seen 2.
No, you should
But
have met him by
was
now.
it
The guy she goes to collect, the dealer she goes to collect stuff from, she bullies
Oh,
into giving
okay.
her stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
The one that's very who's
No, I remember.
getting
I,
bullied by his neighbor
I remember him
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
with the dogs. Yeah. Right.
I
Okay.
like.
Okay. So
Yeah.
before we talk about this guy, that's another thing. Almost every character. Well, no. Okay, I'm thinking I'm exaggerating, but there's so many characters that have got quirks.
Yeah.
There's too many characters that have got quirks in
All
this.
of them.
You know, because that yeah. So this guy Zik. Well, we find out later on that his name is Zik. Ezekiah Stain.
Yeah.
And for guys who've not got long memories, if you go back to Iron Man 1, the first Iron Man movie,
Yeah. So was the guy that took. Yeah.
Obadiah Stane was the
that.
guy who wore the Iron Man suit in the end of the film, who fought Tony basically, Tony his nemesis.
He's the one that set up Tony to be captured.
To be captured, yeah.
Yeah.
So this character is his son, right? Today?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's his son, yeah. Which again, I don't like coincidences, if I've been honest.
No, but this makes sense.
No, it doesn't. It would have made sense one way. If it was him who contacted her, rather than the other way around.
No, so why it makes sense for me is that it's Natalie that linked her up to him. So I think Natalie intentionally picked him because she had a list of she was asking for hackers that people like her. So she intentionally picked the safest option. The guy that is not actually evil and would actually be of help to her.
No. So what I'm trying to say is,
yeah,
because of the connection to Iron Man,
yeah,
and to the suits,
yeah,
it's convenient.
It's convenient, but it would be more natural if Zik Stain realized this girl's an Iron Man property, and it came from him.
But here's the thing.
Because she doesn't know about him.
Sorry?
Because she doesn't know about him, but he would know about Iron Man.
She's out there in the public.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If you are looking for parts to build an Iron Man suit, there are very few people that will be able to get you that. And I think of all the known names, he fits that niche. He's the kind of person that
what I'm saying is there was a list of them.
Yeah.
It wasn't the only one. But
it wasn't the only one, yeah.
But coincidentally, she picked that one.
No, I'm saying it wasn't coincidence on Natalie's part. She picked him into.
Okay. Yeah. If they come and share that later on, I'll say fine. I don't think they're ever going to spend it. I think it's just pure luck. Okay. You know.
Yeah.
Because remember, it was under a different name as well.
Joey
or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so carry on today.
Yeah, also I kind of like him actually. I think they take his quirk too much to the extreme with the I can't touch tech, that kind of thing, and she breaks his barriers.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I think they took that to the extreme, but the character itself, that is just this very shy, into himself kid running away from the shadow of his father. I enjoy and learning to stand up for himself. I don't mind it.
It's funny. I like the guy. I don't like the character at all. I don't like how simple she is. Yeah, that whole I can't touch my. Okay, how did you bring it inside there? Are you mad? That whole thing annoyed me. And I'll tell you something else. So there's once she needed something from him.
Yeah.
For one of the heists she was going to go on.
Yeah.
The way that technology was deployed was so shambolic. It's unreal.
Yeah, we have not got to the heist.
Yeah.
All of that is just like a black pit nonsense. But I want to touch on Natalie and the creation of Natalie.
Yeah, okay.
So one of the questions we had was wait, if the uploading your intellect, this thing, was something she invented, that's the biggest thing she has done. Yeah, in terms of tech, that's big on its own. That's massive. But then I think I mentioned it earlier to you that this has existed since the 60s. We've had people uploading their minds since the 60s in MCU.
No. Those are people.
One person, one person has done this before since the 60s, and then they introduced the requirement that hey, this thing kills you to do it.
Yes.
I think he said that hey, this thing kills you. So for me,
because he died.
Yeah, he died exactly. So for me, if it's that, it's easier to believe that she figured out the way, the power requirements around it. To stay alive, than she invented the technology and she took it from and MIT would obviously have a lot of this random junk, old things that the kids.
No. So sorry.
Now,
here's my issue.
Yeah.
This show treated that tech as if it was nothing.
Very blasé.
It was like, I just put this little
thumb in my head, fall asleep, wake up, and then
3 hours later, I can't remember how long, 3 or 4 hours later.
She herself doesn't realize how big a deal it is until she asks Zeke.
Yeah, but how could you not? This is bad writing. How could you not? You're literally creating an AI within 3 hours. And I'm not saying AI. I said AI we even know now. This is more AGI.
Yeah.
This is almost a sentient.
It is sentient.
It is sentient.
I mean, but
how is that not?
Another thing is that MCU has gone. Like Tony created AI based on. This is me trying to defend this. Tony created AI based on what's it called? On the stone, from the Tesseract.
Yeah, that I understand.
Yeah, but then Vision 2.0 was not from there.
Sorry?
So Vision 2.0.
Yes.
The White Vision.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. I think my copium here is that from the magical creation that Tony used to create his own AI, we've gone further. We've learned how to do it. So we've got to a point.
So that means everybody can go and buy those.
Because we have stuff like Trevor, Grelt, AI, like the MIT, they have their own AI, their own school AI that she was using to pilot the plane. Wakanda has their own AI, so it's like AI is more
sentient being, Oga. Don't try and
No, for me, this is on the level of Thor's hammer. Shape shifting.
You see,
that means all that other text is doing. It's like child play.
Yeah.
No, so what I'm trying to say is that my own problem with the tech is not even what I'm saying. I can excuse all of this thing that AI already exists in this world in multiple different forms. That maybe she figured out the power requirements for the brain mapping technology and she didn't realize how big a deal it is. It's a common trope for all this kind of
you know she was using USB charger.
Okay, fine. Like I said, maybe she figured, because this is the same girl that is using solar panels to power Iron Man suits, where Tony was using the repulsor tech that was basically creating a new element for, and she's using solar and wind power for a suit.
I don't want to get the dynamics of that.
Let's not even do this.
Let's not even go there. Because that science vexes me.
And that's part of what I'm saying about it looks like a first draft, and nobody sat back to
to think about it.
Some of these things need to be tweaked. I get the idea, but no, this can't work. No.
But the part that vexes me the most about the AI thing is that she creates Natalie from her own mind.
Yes.
Who exists as a completely separate being.
Yes.
And seems to have all the memories of the original Natalie.
Exactly.
Because she has the trauma of Natalie. Like when Natalie, she has PTSD.
Exactly.
So I can almost back that.
How?
That she's her own version of what Natalie was.
That Natalie, while you look at Natalie, it's her view of what that Natalie is like, and the last memory that was downloaded was her trauma was also downloaded into. So I can kind of.
No, but here's the thing. She doesn't have that trauma.
Yeah, so that's but not the AI Natalie should not be self-aware of what original Natalie knows, because we're seeing
she doesn't know. You could say she thinks it's her memory, but no, it's the version memory from.
I'm saying that the PTSD trauma that AI Natalie has,
yes,
really doesn't have it.
Who does have it?
Riri doesn't have it.
Why-
Like
why-
they pointed a gun at Riri. Riri was like, "Oh, Natalie, do something. Natalie, do something." Natalie froze there when the police pointed the gun at them.
No. Okay, true.
So
But
I'm like,
but the point is,
This is how Riri imagined Natalie.
So see, my imagination is like, they shot you dead.
This is how you felt about it.
That's how she created this AI with a traumatic. Don't get me wrong. I am not defending that one part. I can see that part, and that didn't really bug me.
That didn't. Okay,
that much.
fair enough.
And also, I like the fact. Enough. Okay, to say good things about the show, I like the fact that this Natalie was not kept hidden as a secret for so long, and that the mother interacted.
That scene was hard, actually.
Yes, I like that scene.
The scene where she asked her to clean her dad.
Yes.
That scene was hard.
Yes.
Like, I was shocked that like they went there. And it's a natural question where she saw, "Oh, you brought your best friend back to life. Can you do that for your dad?" I'm like, damn.
Yeah, that was a good. I like to say. I like the fact that because I've been looking at the show, not looking at the show. The show has been portraying itself as to be a very low level Disney Plus, CW level thinking show.
Yeah,
I was expecting that this Natalie would be like hidden away, trying to hide out, But I like the fact that the mom quickly discovered her, and then where that conversation led was quite cool.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that.
Oh yeah. Let's see, but yeah, that's nice. As in, so that's a really nice thing. Like the AI, I really like Natalie's character. I really want to see more of her going forward. Like, I think someone said that it would have been a lot better if she was the main character in this particular show.
Yeah.
I think I agree with that.
Trust me, I think she would have been a way 10 times better Riri
than Dominic, right? Yeah. Fair enough. I won't disagree with that, but yeah, she's great in this show. She brings life to her scenes. She makes everything she appears in. She makes it a bit better because she's like the angel on Riri's this thing. She has a lot of agency. She's interesting to watch and all of that. So there's that best part. Now the worst. We've talked about the whole plot of the capers, which I'm not saying they're intentionally stupid or they're just stupid, but I'm going to ignore that and just skip to the end.
And those companies are very vaguely. One of those companies was clearly Tesla.
Yeah, Tunnel.
Yeah,
Can I say I hate the technology in Tunnel? Like the whole idea of driving underground. I hate that technology. Like,
even in real life, the boring company.
I hate it with a passion.
Why?
The idea that you will bring cars underground and just transport them, like, it's such a very stupid.
Why?
Idea.
Why is it stupid?
Why? As it different from the tube?
Exactly. Just make it a tube.
Well,
why do you need to waste extravagant amounts to transport two people?
It's cheap for personal people.
I think tube for personal people is stupid, basically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like having a railway station where a train where it's only for two people. Like, what's the point in?
But then you get to the other side and just continue driving your train. You just take it out of the ground and continue driving.
It's like you go to the station, you come up, and then you go the remaining 5 miles. I don't mind it.
It sounds like a complete waste of money.
And plus, it's a common sci-fi trope anyway.
I get that. I like it. There's some sci-fi tropes where I just say, this doesn't make sense. This is one of them.
If you don't like it, don't like it. I'm not
against it, but
I'm not against it, and I'm not. You need to prove the use case. For me, but yeah.
So there's that, but then we see the last was this thing called, and here's what I wanted to mention. This thing, she is acting like a typical teenager who thinks she's immortal and smarter than she actually is.
Oh no, she's stupid.
Like as stupidity is like I can see a kid behaving like this. I've seen people act not to this extent, but people act foolishly.
How old is she?
I'm going to go in at 20. She's in university.
She's in uni.
20, yeah.
So the youngest. Remember, she might be one of the youngest MIT graduates. So let's say she's.
Oh, she went to school in 17. I think that's her arc, right?
I'm
wondering if my son would think you can join a criminal gang like that and not get involved in people killing people.
So this is someone that I think because she's so smart. Like, oh, I'm so intelligent. I'm the smartest person around. I can make all of these things work for me.
So
I can do all of these things. I need to work out for me.
So I have a question around that.
Yeah.
So in terms of grants, how much do we think MIT gave her?
Enough to make that suit.
Like, what do we think? 10,000, 100,000, million?
It can't be million.
It can be.
Let's say 100 to 500 or something. Let's just go.
So 500,000. So when she meets the hood, he gives her a bundle, which is what, 10 grand. That was enough to convince her.
Yeah, I think this is another thing that is really she's really stupid in this solution because there are so many other options for her.
Yeah,
so many. She are expelled from MIT. Walk to any company.
Yes.
Yeah. Without just fly that suit into one place and walk and like
any company.
Red, that suit you flew into the middle of Harlem. I don't know why I said Harlem. You
Chicago.
flew into the middle of the hood. It's everybody. I'm even surprised.
Everybody knew her. Yeah.
Next day.
Yeah. Well, I'm like, there's an obviously simple solution, but because you want to do it yourself, you are so laser focused on this is the way to make it. You have this chip on your block about how I have no resources. I have to do so. It's
but
like
she has a resource. If you fly that thing to MIT's in Boston, if you fly that thing to Wall Street and just land, they'll be giving you money.
You are set, but
or even to Silicon Valley.
This is the problem with good kids that turn criminal, or people like criminal kids that think there's no other option. When you're like, hang on, you could have solved this a million other ways.
Yeah.
But you're choosing the
And to be okay, so I don't want to make excuses for the show, and I totally agree with Tunde. When you're teens, certain problems seem almost like there's only one way out. It's almost yes, as a teen, so it happens, and I remember one incident with myself as well. So I can understand it, but to the level of that level of criminality being your only option is weird, especially given that technically and book-wise you are smart.
Yes,
and not only that, you've been to Wakanda, you've been in MIT, you should have you've known more of the wider world and seen more wider options. If you're a person who's smart and you were in that hood and self-taught, self-learned, I could almost see maybe how your perspective was so narrowed that you didn't realize. But she's been around the world,
traveled, yeah.
But she wants to do it herself. She's also arrogant.
No, she wants to do it herself, but she's not doing it herself. She's getting money from a criminal. But there are other options that could have been. So she's
still getting money from someone.
So it's like, I want to get the money. So here's her thinking: all I need to do is get the money. I will do it myself.
I'm working for the money.
Yeah, I'm working for the money. But the idea of going out to say, "Oh, I can do this. I can work for you," she doesn't want to technically work for somebody else. In that, I'm the next. For goodness sake, I'm the next Tony Stark. So that's her behavior. Like, I get it so much. And I think that's one thing the show is doing well for me. Like, okay, yeah, I get this nonsense behavior. Normally in shows like this, they make it a point that this is a good thing, but this show is making a point that is a bad thing. And it leads to a big fuck up in the end, where she ends up killing somebody again because she thinks she knows too much. Because she wants to examine Parker Robinson's hood. Yeah. And in her stupidity, she thinks the best time to examine it is actively unannounced, while he's talking with somebody he's blackmailing.
What is her option? What is her obsession with it anyway?
She wants to measure the energies from it.
See if she can harness it for the.
And she can harness the energy. So that's her only obsession for the shoot. And I'm like, this is the dumbest time to do the dumbest thing possible, and it's so in line with the vision of our character that I've known from episode 1 to episode 3. That yep, this dumb kid would think this is the best way. This is the best thing to do.
So this goes to one bit that really annoyed me. So as part of this heist, this facility has got all these sensors, these great sensors, and they, at great length they let us know that it can sense almost anything. So she goes and gets this microwave thing from Ziki Stain
Mm-hmm.
to help her cover the laser she wants to use to cut. But the literary application is just like the laser is still showing. It's still how would the sensor pick it up? The whole thing is just a mess.
Its point is projecting an anti-laser.
The whole thing. It's almost like somebody who doesn't know anything about tech, writing tech.
Yeah. So what I do for people like that is like I treat it like a black box. That hey, you say your tech does this thing, okay. It's a black box where you put this thing inside, A inside, and B comes out. Okay, that's your rule. I take it like that. It's magical. It's a magical box for me.
Yeah.
So when they give me a laser that says, "Oh, this laser can blow up the sun with your pen," I say, "Okay, this is your rule. I don't want to know how that happens, but this is what you've established." Because thinking about it too much just becomes very.
Yeah, no, true. We can't think about it too much. Yeah.
But our plan of I'm going to cut his suit in the middle of him meeting somebody in the most dangerous place possible. It's another. Yeah.
Okay. Can I ask you something? And maybe again I got this wrong. She's going on this heist in full-on armor, flying around.
Oh yeah, that's another thing.
Hang a minute. How many people have got this kind of armor? I don't understand. I thought it's like what?
It's her.
It's a police looking at these videos. Oh,
who could it be?
We can't narrow this down. I don't understand.
It's not saying this is something she just recently built. She took it from MIT. She flew from MIT. There were sightings of her. Yeah. She actually said in Wakanda Forever that there's YouTube pages dedicated to sightings of her. So it's like, and she's flying around it. So that's another. You know what? I don't know what's going on here, but hopefully they explain it. But yeah.
So okay. Let me ask you a question now. What's your feeling for the next 3 episodes? What's your confidence levels for the next 3 episodes?
Because of the way episode 3 ends, where she ends up killing somebody.
Yeah. One of the Bloods.
Yeah, one of the Bloods, and then not one of the Bloods, the brother. The cousin.
Oh, yeah.
The knife guy. Yeah. So when she ends up killing him, and then she breaks down in tears. I'm hoping this is her darkest moment, and that she realizes. So there are 2 ways the show can go. I'm hoping this is like the moment where she realizes how much she has fucked up.
Okay.
And then she starts making. Well, they don't wave it under the bus, but she starts making steps towards a redemption arc. Basically, she owns up to her nonsense, and then she starts working on it.
So will she go to jail?
I hope so. Or even if she doesn't go to jail, she turns states, like she gives up something to show that I fucked up. This is this thing. That kind of act, basically.
Restitution. Or she just takes out the remainder of the gang and goes good.
Okay.
I hope.
I've not seen the third one, so I don't know.
That's and that thing. She can take off the remaining of the gang and go. Yeah, but what thing is bothering me is that there's someone said, I think I read somewhere that says, "Oh, she's like Breaking Bad." This is like a Breaking Bad story. So the other thing is that she goes completely bad, which is okay.
Okay, you know what?
Yeah,
I wouldn't like that.
I wouldn't mind it at all.
I would have a problem with that.
You would?
I would.
Okay,
because she's too dumb to survive.
Okay, Red, please explain your problem with that.
Why would she go bad? What is it gonna be?
She's bad already to me.
Oh, she's bad already, and there's no.
I'm more happy with that.
So we have this kid with this whole potential.
Yep.
And she gets misguided because she's from the poor background.
Yeah.
Black girl.
Yes.
Because money is a motivation. I wouldn't like that. No.
You would like that because of the message it sends?
Yes. I don't like that. Yeah.
I could care less.
So I
get where it's coming from.
Yeah. I wouldn't like that.
Yeah. I think that's why I'm a bit more forgiving on this show than Darkmo, because I see they are intentionally saying, "Oh, she's going that way," but I'm hoping they pull it off. That she was going this way, she was going bad.
And this is how we reel her back.
And this exactly. Yeah, like she had this moment where she lost her way because, like,
You know what I
she's a
want?
kid, she makes mistakes.
I want to fuck up properly, go to
Yeah.
jail, and then Natalie, AI Natalie, is the one who gives her the story talking for her life. Are you a fool? Look what you've done. Blah, blah. And maybe the last episode is her saying, "Okay, I'm going to change my ways." So we don't even see it in
No,
the show.
what I would want is that after she solves this old issue, she
Yeah.
surrenders to the cops in the
Yeah,
last
yeah,
episode.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
she
I
surrenders to
can
the cops and
okay.
say, "Hey, to the Avengers or somebody that,
Yeah,
hey,
that'd be nice.
yeah,
That'd
I'm
be
ready
nice.
to make restitution. I'm ready to do whatever
But for
this
her
thing."
to become like a kingpin, big bad, and own it, no, I don't want to see that.
So, okay, I want to ask a question here. I actually want individual answers, and I'll give my own answers here. No, okay, I've got two questions. The Riri in the comic and this Riri, who do you prefer?
You're asking the wrong person because I didn't stick with that comic one.
Okay.
The comic
Okay.
one, I really don't know much about her. She's barely a character to me.
Okay.
I get her character, but like unfortunately she's just like she's there.
I read when it was introduced, but I didn't follow. I didn't keep
Yeah,
up.
and to be honest, I am purely talking about introduction because I followed her in post.
Oh, introduction! I was interested. Yeah, I liked when it was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, I liked really in that arc where it was in the
Yes.
future. If you remember the story arc where it's Secret Empire.
Yes.
Yeah, I liked really there. Where was Iron Man was like a hologram and then she was the one.
Okay.
yeah.
So first, my answer is I 100% prefer the one in the comic
Why?
because especially the first few issues, even though I do feel she's generic and she's one of Ben's weaker pieces of work, I still prefer her to what I'm seeing in this TV show. And there's been some issues when she's been in Champions. Is it Champions?
Yeah,
Yeah, champions. Yeah.
Where she's been okay. I'm not trying to hype her up in the comic either. Don't get me wrong, but compared to what I'm seeing so far, I prefer the comic one. Now, so here's my next question: do you think she deserved to have a series and to be? Actually, do you think she deserved to be part of MCU at all?
Yeah. Why not?
MCU, yes.
Out of all the characters, you think she deserved to get her own live TV series?
No,
Yeah.
no.
Okay.
I don't mind.
So they says yes, right?
No, see, for
So-
me, you can tell a good story with almost any character.
No,
And I like the different perspectives she brings.
Right. So, no, that's not the point I'm trying to make.
So
The point I'm trying to make is we have so many characters.
Yeah.
that have not had
Okay.
a chance.
I like the unique perspective she brings to the MCU.
in
Which
terms
She's not being
of
done well.
no,
Which is what?
Black girl, poet, looks up to Tony Stark. Iron Man puts it like she's the what's this thing called?
See, that's very specific. What you're describing is really
It's really-
Yeah,
That's-
no.
she's the
It's
only
really,
one, yeah.
no, so I'm saying that perspective of a next genius that isn't Tony, that doesn't have the billions of Tony. We have
there's Shuri.
Shuri's coming from a what's this thing called?
Yeah,
she
Shuri-
has
okay,
she has the
Shuri.
whole Wakanda thing going for her.
Okay.
But like from a regular kid level where I'm a genius, I have the potential to be the next Tony Stark. How does that impact my life and the
Right,
decisions
so-
I make?
Okay. So okay. Why would that not be? What's her name? Lulella.
Who? Because Lunella I don't like Lunella.
That's it. So your personal.
So,
I don't like I don't like Lunella.
Red, your
I
view
don't
on
like
this.
her.
My view is from brand recognition and just taking the MCU to the next level.
Yeah.
There's so many people who, if you're saying even if it was turn by turn, no, she's not. She can't do it. She's not that name. She doesn't have the gravitas to do that yet. I understand to this point about a good story, but
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I'll tell
she's
you.
an unknown entity. Yeah.
If it was just purely saying, okay, who do I? Here's the back catalog of Marvel characters. Who should we do next? I wouldn't. She would not even be like number
She wouldn't
20.
come. No.
Who would you-
But I can see what happened. Oh yeah, we need like today people like today in that meeting room.
Should I say it? DEI.
See, I'm 100% for DEI, please. 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, I'm not guessing. I'm for it also. I was just joking.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I think
Okay.
on merit. There's better characters.
Yeah.
No. That's a very, very different conversation, and you're falling down the trap of DEI is not against merit, but we'll have that conversation later.
No, but what I'm saying is,
it has nothing to do with.
I'm talking purely about this particular example.
Oh, this example? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think on merit, she should not have. On merit, she should not have a live action show. She's got a live action show because she ticks some boxes.
No, so Dako, here's the thing. If this show,
yes,
because for me, what they are trying to do is, if this was like takes a couple of levels higher in terms of quality, it's on the level of the Watchmen. Because the same argument you are making is the same argument for why should Regina Skin character, that's a basically unknown character, be the next version of the Watchmen when there are other characters. Yeah. But I'm saying that a good story, if this story had that, if this show had that quality.
That's my point. They didn't have a good story. Let's get this right. And I guess they go both hand in hand. The reason why it existed in the very beginning was not because they had a good story to tell. It's because somebody said we want something like this to tick boxes. Now find a story for it.
But
now,
in the end,
you could have found a story. They could have found somebody who now crafted a great story around it, and we'll be praising the show.
No, so what I'm saying that in the MCU, having a character like makes sense because of who Iron Man was. We've had different characters try to take over that legacy. Iron Man is dead. It will make, for me, the same way Miles Morales came in after Peter Parker died.
To me, it doesn't make sense. To me,
why?
I will tell you why. In real life, a scientist that followed will never be recognized. It's like Thomas Edison and somebody who did that Bob later on. That's what Iron Man is Iron Man. If you are an upcoming scientist, you want to do something more radical, more different. The Miles Morales Spider-Man is slightly different.
I think that's what Riri is trying to be. She said, I want to be more. I want to do more. I want to take this tech and make it as motivation as far as.
But what she's doing is evolutionizing somebody else's tech. She's not bringing something brand new.
Yeah, because she's still like, you see, here's the chicken and the egg situation.
Like
we would complain.
Her vibranium thing,
to
me, is more. Yes, I did something nobody else did. To me, that's a feat.
But
her Iron Man suit is never going to be a feat. It will never be.
It depends. If she makes it cheaper.
No, even if you make it cheaper, it's just making you took the idea and you refined it. It will never be a feat to compare to the Iron Man suit. It's like saying the person who invented the first aeroplane is the guy who created the Concorde. It's a bigger feat. No.
So let's go back to somebody mentioned Miles Morales.
Yeah.
He checks boxes, but he has great stories. Yeah, and this question that was asked, he wouldn't ask it of Miles Morales because they're great stories. It checks all the boxes, Minority, New York, and everything, and the same struggles. But that doesn't come to your mind because they have the comic books are good. The movie is great. So, so
and it's ironic because it's the same creator.
It's the same creator. Because if this show was Watchmen level show, we won't be having this conversation.
Oh, no, absolutely not. No.
We'll be saying, oh, wow, this is a brand new direction.
That's my point to you.
Yeah.
That Watchmen show did not come out somebody saying, can we find a show where we have a Batman?
No, I'm saying that it doesn't matter how it came about. If the story was good.
My point is, when somebody already has an idea and pitches it, you're already starting from a very strong point. So, because they come to you with a great idea already to pitch it. But when you just come up with a concept, you are now relying on hopefully I find somebody who can put a great story. But if somebody, so it's almost like coming to you with a 3 or 4 quarter done job already. Like, yeah. We can finish this off. Whereas where somebody it's coming with almost a shell.
Also, that what
I
put less stock in idea over execution. You can give.
Say again. So
I put less stock in ideas over execution. A company can come up with the same stock boring idea of, let's say Riri, for example, or secret. Let's use Secret Wars, for example, where MCU mandated, go and do a secret invasion storyline. And they gave it to somebody that did a terrible job. You can have that same stupid idea and like somebody else do it really well.
And this is my whole point.
Yeah.
The Watchmen guy, it was not an idea. They had
a story.
They had it in their heads.
No, I'm saying that you can give ideas to a good storyteller and they would make it work. You can, a company can say,
I'm not arguing. What I'm saying is, one is an easier job than the other one.
Yeah, okay.
That's all I'm saying. If I've come with a great concept already, we are 40 through to a whole point already, and let's say we now get both to the same writer, he will probably do more with the one that's well done than the one that is almost empty.
Oh, okay.
But then if you're unlucky not to give it to a bad writer, both can be fucked up. I agree. You understand? But I'm thinking this is a marriage of an idea that is not thought through properly and bad execution.
Bad execution. I think it was rushed.
I could turn around to somebody and say, I want a shark that can fly.
Yeah.
It's a stupid idea. But if I'm lucky to get a great writer, he can turn that around. But he's got more work on his hand. That's what I'm saying. It's doable. But anyway, we have what we have.
We have what we have. Hopefully hopefully it becomes something better in future. But as of now, I'm happy it's not the worst show out there. Like going into this, I was expecting like CW, Naomi kind of TV show, and this is not that.
And I actually
don't say prepare that.
And that even annoys me more. In a weird way, that
it could have been better.
That is not absolute toilet.
Yeah,
it's almost like it's in that weird place where I'm saying, "Oh, you guys, come on! The flaws are obvious. Why couldn't you fix these obvious flaws?"
Yeah,
it's not like it's absolute nothing around it. I could see where it could be a good show, but then there's stupidity. So when I score it, I was struggling to score it.
What did you score it? What was the score?
So when I was doing it out of 10, I said I can't give it a 2. That's too low.
Jesus Christ!
I said I can't give it a 5.
But out of 5, you can give it a 1.
So if it's out of 10, I will be hovering around the 4 mark. But I can't give out of 5. I can't give it 2 because it looks too good. 2 over 5 sounds too good. So for me now, I'm going to give it a 1.5. A 1.5.
Yeah,
that's my rating.
I'll give it a 5 out of 10. Out of 10.
Oh, I didn't have a heart attack. I didn't have a heart attack.
A 2.5. I think I'll give purely because of Natalie. I like Natalie a lot in this show, and I like how. So I hope it goes the way I'm thinking it's going. So 2.5 so far.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, for your 2 episodes, score it based on that.
1.8. I've not seen the third one. Yeah, I can't.
Okay.
I'm going to try to watch the third one. You guys got me intrigued, but I have to have no competing wants at that time for me to want to watch it.
Do you know what I look forward to more than anything else now?
What?
The thing that's giving me, I want to see Shasha.
Oh. You want to see?
Boy and Cohen.
Okay, yeah.
He's supposed to be here. He's supposed to be going now. I want to see.
That's going to be on it.
Mephisto.
Yeah. Okay, let's see how that.
So he's confirmed. Well, he's okay. Yes.
I think the spoilers are all over
Yeah, I thought it, I saw somebody mention, but I didn't follow. I didn't track
So
that.
I want, and I like him as an actor. I like him
Yeah.
as a person. He's so I'm really curious to see his take on this character. You know,
I'm in the minority with that guy. I keep saying it. I don't mind him, but I hated Ali G.
But Borat.
Because it was a stereotype, or because you didn't find it funny.
I didn't find it funny. I mean, Ali G was the first one I saw was maybe 95 or 94, 95 or 96. I hated the way he talked. It must have been the stereotype then.
Oh yeah. No. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
His character is meant to annoy you.
Yes, I hated that. He had the right effect. I hated it.
The character is meant to annoy you because what he will do, he will not take that character to go and meet serious people.
Yeah.
And interview them. And obviously they look at this and say, who's this idiot? He interviewed me.
Yeah.
But they try to be polite.
Yeah, the first time I saw him, he had this yellow sweat.
The
yellow sunshades. I'm like, who's this guy? Yeah. I hate it.
I'm a big fan of his. I do find this comedy uncomfortable. I was very uncomfortable with not Borat.
Which one?
Not Borat, not Ali G.
I know the one you're talking about. Yeah.
What was it called? I can't remember. The gay guy with the
I'm trying to remember now.
I can't remember. He had
I know who you're talking about. I know the one you're talking about, but I can't.
But he can't. Yeah. But I respect his craft. I won't lie. I respect his craft. Yeah. Okay. Anything else, guys?
No.
No.
Yeah, that's Ironheart. I think hopefully the remaining episode drop this week, and then we'll round that up next week.
So
it should drop tomorrow, right? Because the last one dropped last Tuesday, I believe.
Yeah.
For us in the UK, it comes on a Wednesday. We get the next day. So I think what we said on the last podcast was, for the next podcast we will review Ironheart again.
Yeah.
The remaining 3 episodes and the whole series as a whole, and then the week after we'll talk about Old Guard. Oh, when is Old Guard? Old Guard also comes out this week.
I think. Yeah, but I think by then Superman should be out.
Oh, really? So our next podcast will be.
Superman is next Friday. Yeah. So your next podcast will be Superman. Yeah.
No, it can't be.
Next is Ironheart.
It's 2 Fridays, isn't it?
No. So no. This Friday is the 4th of July.
Yeah.
The next Friday is the 11th. Friday next. Yeah. So if you're talking Monday.
Next Monday, we will do the Ironheart remaining.
Yeah.
Possibly Old Guards in one episode.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah. Old Guard is my thing. So we'll see.
Sorry, say that again.
I said Old Guard is my thing. So let's see. When is it out? Yeah.
And so then we can Superman. Yeah, that would be a special episode. The Superman one. We have to get some guests on for Superman.
Bring Duke.
I think we should get on Duke.
Yeah.
And who else? We'll think
for
about
Superman.
Yeah.
Let's think about that offline.
Yeah, we get
Old Guard is on Wednesday. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So looking forward to that this week. Next week will be Ironheart and Old Guard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Say goodbyes, guys.
Guys, see you next week. This is the month of Superman. Go get your merch now, and let's look forward to pushing that movie to over a bill.
We're talking super fantastic, right?
No.
Super fantastic. Yes. Hashtag super fantastic.
Yep.
Superman. Let's move on.
Right.
Super fantastic. Well, nice one. Glad to be back. I'll see you guys next week.
Okay. And once again, guys, thanks for listening. And this time, I'm not going to say see you later. I'm going to say up, and away.
Oh.